What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you guys are having a great day today, and welcome to the world of video games and the Rapid Crafter channel, where we just talk about video games, because that's pretty much all I do. So if you guys like just talking about video games and just being a little bit nerdy, then hey man, that subscribe button down there is looking real nice. Anyway, that's besides the point. What am I talking about, bro? Hey man, I'm just getting way off track. Hey, all seriousness though, today we're going to be talking about the Outlast Trials. Outlast 3, guys. Are you guys ready for Outlast 3? Dude, I am super excited for Outlast 3. I absolutely love the first game. The second game was good. It had its moments. I thought it was decent. But I think the first game is just unbeatable. I think it's by far still the best Outlast game, unless you count its DLC as as a game. But for the most part, Outlast 1 was absolutely just it was just amazing. Outlast Trials, there's a lot that we need to talk about. There's a lot of new images. I want to get my thoughts on the game, and I really want to hear your guys' thoughts on the game as well. So first of all, we are obviously here on the Steam page, and basically, again, it says right here, play by yourself or with other players online, which a lot of people were skeptical about. They're like, okay, can we play by ourselves, or do we have to play with other people? And obviously, you could do both. I'll probably be playing by myself. I don't have any friends that play really the games that I do, so yeah, I'll be playing by myself. Probably will do a review, like most definitely will do a review, but basically it's a short description. There's not too much here, and that's why I want to make this video, because there's obviously more info outside of just the Steam page. Set in the era of the Cold War, human guinea pigs are basically just recruited, and it's basically like your typical Outlast thing, where it's like there's something about like brainwashing and mind control and something about fear and la 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 la, right? Typical Outlast, right? Your usual like, oh, it's scary and you're gonna be surviving and things like that. But the thing about this game is there's actually going to be a way to defend yourself, which you'll see in some of the video clips and whatnot if you actually go on the Steam page. But yeah, it's interesting how they're saying you could work together or obviously by yourself, and it's interesting how this game is going to turn out, and I really do hope that they can keep the scare or the same level of scare as the other two games, especially the first one. The first one was just too scary. We have our first image here, which again, just some kind of like carnival area, you know what I mean? Little creepy face right there, you know what I mean? It looks like maybe someone up there. I can't really tell what that is exactly. I'm kind of looking at a distance. Definitely some like creepy dolls or something, weird posters or paintings up there. So I mean, I think the scenery and the environment, see, this doesn't look like a normal like neighborhood. This looks like, I don't know, maybe like it looks like a set, you know what I mean? Like that looks like a roof right there. So it seems like it's some sort of like simulation or something like that, you know what I mean? Like it's just weird, and that's kind of what gets me intrigued, where it's like when I first saw this I was like, okay, this is a cool little neighborhood, but then I noticed this area and I'm like, wait a minute, like that's a roof right there, like it's like blocked in. So it looks like, I don't know, some crazy people just made this like a Squid Game type thing, and they're describing this game as a TV series, which is interesting because I don't know what that means. A TV series? What do you guys think that means? I'm thinking maybe along the lines of, again, different scenarios, kind of like Resident Evil Outbreak, you know, the original Outbreak games. I don't know, that's probably a bad comparison, but I'm thinking maybe it's like a scenario thing, where like every quote-unquote episode is a scenario. Obviously, they've been leaking concept art and basically just throwing it out to the public like, hey, this is what our game's gonna look like, kind of. So obviously right here, if you look at these images on their Twitter, you can see that little creepy here, you know what I mean? Definitely the red barrels design here, okay? It's a little strange, okay, but you could tell that this is made from them. Next image here, just a little bit more of a close-up, and you know what I mean? It just looks like typical Outlast, you know? It looks like something that they would make, and I think that's a good thing. We need this new Outlast game to be scary, and if I'm not mistaken, okay, no, these are two different people. I thought those were the same people, but like I said, if you kind of look at this third one here, I mean, it's just, man, I'm sorry, viewer discretion advised, okay? But yeah, you could definitely tell that at least with the enemy designs, they're definitely keeping that same style, and I think that's probably the best thing that they could do. And then there's a Reddit post here that basically shows the same images, but somebody says screenshots of the Outlast Trials from Red Barrel's Twitter. It certainly looks different, and they're not wrong. This definitely doesn't really look like it's from Outlast, but it does at the same time when you think about the themes and what they're trying to go for. And somebody says right here, I believe they're pointing to this image right here, which is what I was talking about. And I just noticed this comment right now. They said that grocery map is so unabashedly inhumane testing, since you can see the ceiling of the experiment area, recreating the streets of some town and letting the subjects loose and survive. I wonder how the game works. And this probably summarizes everybody's thought on the game. We've seen gameplay, which I'll actually show you guys in a second, but at least how the game's gonna play out, the replay value, the longevity, things like that, I'm a little concerned, not in a bad way. It just, I want to see more, right? I want to see more from this game. And you know, the fact that other people kind of have the same thought as me, it makes me think that pretty much everybody does. Like, we want to see more of this game. We want to see really how it's going to play out and what they mean by calling this game a TV series. So as we can see here, definitely getting some gameplay here. And again, a lot of it's just like kind of, you know, jump shots, cut shots and things like that. But I don't know, like it seems like, you know, it seems like it's going to be sort of a Five Nights at Freddy's security breach type thing, where it possibly could be the biggest Outlast game yet, which I'm hoping, right? We would honestly want to hope that the newest games are better than the old ones, but I don't know, because we've seen so many different areas, you know, just so many different things, and I really do hope that we're not really just being, I guess, hypnotized in a way where it's like, okay, we want to make our game look bigger than it actually is when it's not. And I hope that's not the case. I really hope that, you know, obviously they're showing stealth, they're showing there's some dangerous, strong enemies and things like that. You know, you can work with the teammates, so they got the night vision back. So I just want to know how these themes are going to play out and how this is going to translate into, you know, the actual game. And you know, a lot of developers don't really do this. They don't really sit there and leak concept art. They don't leak their own, you know, they don't start showing more gameplay and things like that. But it seems like Red Barrels is pretty confident so far. I mean, it seems like the game is a while away. I mean, it's, you know, as of right now, 2022, right? So hopefully the game does release this year. But they're showing more concept art, which again, concept art, you know, in a lot of games, even like Cyberpunk, for example, you know, a lot of people still think that game is a disaster, and to some degree it is. But when it comes to the concept art of that game, it looks amazing. So concept art doesn't necessarily mean a game's gonna, you know, gonna be good. It just means that you know, the art style and the design of the enemies is gonna be good. But when it comes to the actual gameplay and how it's gonna play out, well, we just have to wait and see. Dude, I'm literally having a bad hair day right now, dude. Look at this, bro. I look like a freaking guinea pig. But of course, what are your thoughts on Outlast in general, and what are your expectations for the Outlast Trials? Because I really want to know what you guys think. For me, really, I mean, I got a lot of expectations just because of the first two games. I mean, if they're gonna kind of take this route in this more multiplayer direction, then they got to be able to keep that same level of scare, because, you know, how often do scary multiplayer games work? Not too often, I feel like, you know, at least for that really intense, you know, like you're by yourself, you're fighting for your life scares. So I really do hope that they could pull this off. But of course, I want to know what you guys think. But then, you know, then again, I'm just like you guys. I'm nobody special. I'm just an ordinary guy who just likes talking about video games. So of course, let me know down below your thoughts on the game. A big thumbs up on the video is greatly appreciated. And if you're new around here and you like talking about video games as much as I do, then click that big red subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.